Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Students, welcome back. Today we will talk about torque. What is torque, why it is produced, and what's the daily life use of torque. We will discuss all that things here. So the torque is basically the turning effect produced by the force. For example, here you can underline the definition: turning effect produced in a body about the axis about a fixed point due to the applied force is called a torque or the moment of force. For the engineers, they use the word moment of force. For us physicists, we just use the word torque. So what's actually this turning effect produced by the force, that is torque? Let us discuss here. In your daily life, you came across the example that if you want to tighten or opening the nut with the spanner or the wrench, you have to apply certain force from here at this point. It means that there is a point where the force is applied on an object to rotate it about certain axis of rotation, because the bolt have to rotate about this axis. So this is axis of rotation. Maybe it is anti-clockwise or clockwise, but it depends upon the force in which the force is applied on an object and the direction of force, because the force is a vector quantity. For example, if I will apply the force in this direction, and the bolt will move here anti-clockwise, and if I will apply the force in this direction, the bolt will move in this direction clockwise. It depends, but there are two certain things which are correlated with the torque, and the symbolic representation of torque is tau, and its formula is R cross F. R, what is R and what is F? F is actually the applied force which is applied on an object to move this object or to rotate about certain axis of, this is axis of rotation. So what is R? R is actually the moment arm. Moment arm is the distance from which the force is applied and the axis of rotation. This distance is known as moment arm R. It means that the force is applied from certain point and the body or the object is capable to rotate about certain axis of rotation. So from this axis of rotation to the point of action is the point of action. Point of action is a point where from where the force is applied. So if you want to discuss this more deeply, I just want to show you some animations from here. Just see what's going on here. The man is just tightening the the man is tightening this bolt. And what actually he is doing? Just see this carefully, that this man is applying some force like this. See, he is applying the force from this point, and the bolt is gonna tighten or gonna open from this point. This is actually axis of rotation, and the distance between the axis of rotation and the point of action from where the force is applied is known as moment arm. Similar is the case here. While opening a door, you observe so many times that the door is opened whenever you apply a force at certain fixed point, and door is capable of rotating about certain axis of rotation. It means that this arrowhead will show that in this direction the force is applied to open this door. It means that you can correlate so many examples, daily life examples, in which you actually have to apply a force and the object should be capable of rotation about certain fixed point, that is axis of rotation. So it means that the torque is the combination of two things. One is moment arm and the other one is force, and there is a cross product between these two quantities, and these two quantities are actually, this is simply R is the distance actually, right? Because this is the distance from this point to this point. This is also a vector quantity. Force is also a vector quantity. Torque is also a vector quantity. It means that the unit of torque is meters and Newton. Meters the unit of R and Newton is the unit of force. So the unit of torque is Newton meter.